Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here, and it is time to lay the hammer down.
Yeah, Hollywood, you know I love you more than what I should. Yeah, Hollywood, well kiss me good. Yeah, Hollywood, you know I love you more than...
Today I bring you a review on yet another movie in the ever-popular, ever-growing Marvel film universe. And of course, I'm talking about Thor: The Dark World. Once again, starring some of the people that have officially made their names in the Marvel universe thanks to the first installment of Thor. We've got Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hiddleston, Kat Dennings, Natalie Portman, Stellan Skarsgård, Rene Russo, and Anthony Hopkins. Once again, filling the shoes that they filled a couple years back in the first installment of Thor. Now we come to a new chapter in the Thor saga, post-Avengers, and that's one of the few things that I really want to go into further detail with, especially since I also discussed the same thing with Iron Man 3 a couple of months ago. I enjoyed Thor: The Dark World very much. Very similarly to the way that I enjoyed the first Thor. It wasn't a great movie, but it was definitely an exciting, funny, and entertaining epic film, especially considering what the basis of the film is all about with the Norse gods and lots of cosmic powers and magic and science and all of that wonderful stuff. Crazy special effects. They definitely come a long way since the first installment of Thor, but then again, most movies tend to do that anyway. The acting was pretty much the same. The story was pretty much the same. And I was just satisfied with the fact that I got another installment in the Marvel film universe, and Thor: The Dark World was really, really fun. There are a couple of things that I definitely was not too satisfied about. One of the things that I was not too happy about was, and again, there's a lot that happens in this movie that I really don't want to give away, but there are some moments in the film that I'm not too satisfied with just because of the fact that it revolves around certain characters that really didn't get so much screen time and dialogue in the first film, and then they come into the second film and it looks like they're finally going to get what they were missing in the first film, and then everything just goes to hell. Another thing I really did not like about this movie was the villain. Now, Christopher Eccleston, a lot of people who watch the show that he's on adore this guy. He's a great British actor. And again, thanks to movies like Thor, I mean, we never would have discovered people like Tom Hiddleston or Benedict Cumberbatch or Christopher Eccleston because of the fact that they're just in their own little science fiction realm that some of us more generic science fiction and fantasy fans don't really like to delve into. Like, I don't watch Sherlock Holmes, I don't watch a lot of the BBC stuff, nor do I watch the Doctor Who series, but all these guys are in that area, and now they're finally coming to the forefront because these directors know that they have the talent and they're bringing them into these very epic movies. And Thor: The Dark World is one of the more epic Marvel movies that I've seen since the Avengers. But Christopher Eccleston plays Malekith, and Malekith, if you know him from the comic books, is quite a devious character, and while he is a true villain in this movie, they really don't develop him well, and I had seen it in previous reviews that I've seen on YouTube, but most people didn't really find him as much of a threat. And another thing I was really surprised by was, if you take a look at the movie and you see the final battle, the scale and the power that this battle endures with, was this really a battle that Thor could do on his own? Because if you take a look at what he did in the first one, compared to what he does in the second one, and if you compare to what he had to fight with in the Avengers, I really am surprised that it took just Thor to really triumph over evil. It just doesn't make sense to me. I really thought that another Avenger would have really done this movie justice if they wouldn't have just put him or her into this movie. But here's what I really liked about this movie. Surprise. The element of surprise is overly abundant in this movie. There are two events that take place in this movie that are either going to shock you or just make you go hysterically laughing because of what you see. And that's all I'm going to leave with you there. The acting was great. Tom Hiddleston, Natalie Portman, Kat Dennings finally got a little bit more screen time, and she was really, really funny in this movie. As was Stellan Skarsgård. He really turned on his comedic charm in this. And the other big surprise, of course, but it's not really a surprise, is staying till the credits roll, because you will see an event that takes place that is very similar to what happens at the end of the Avengers. You might not understand it, but believe it or not, just like every other scene that is shown post-credits, it's linked to the entire Marvel Universe storyline, and this is probably one of the more crucial moments in the entire Marvel storyline, yet it really doesn't seem like it, and that's what I'm really excited about, because you just have to see it to understand. That's all that I'm going to say. So again, not the greatest movie, but definitely a fun, enjoyable Marvel film, and Thor the Dark World is going to get 3 out of 4. And the question that I want to leave for you today is, let me know what your thoughts are on a couple of Marvel movies. What are your thoughts of Guardians of the Galaxy? Have you seen the trailer for Captain America Winter Soldier? And what are your thoughts on the storyline, as well as some of the new faces that are going to be appearing in Avengers Age of Ultron? I am the Lawn Gnome, and remember that actions speak louder than words.